Hi guys, good morning and welcome to my podcast. My name is Mandy and you can find me on the internet as Mandy Von Knits on Instagram and Ravelry. I am a 40-year-old woman from southeastern Michigan. I live here with my husband and my two kiddos, and I love to knit and crochet, and I love to talk about patterns and discuss yarn and different sweater constructions and just basically all of the things fiber related. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, please stick around. I would love to have you. I have a ton to talk about today. So I've got things everywhere. I don't know how much I'll get to it, but I'm gonna try. We're gonna see how it goes. I will not make this that long. I will try to kind of brief overview things unless I feel that it's something I need to deep dive into. So with all of that said, let's start at the very beginning. And if you are new here, every podcast I give away a digital prize pattern. And the way that you enter, you just leave a comment down below, and if I pick your name, you can... Wow, I completely screwed that up. Okay, let's try again. You just leave a comment down below. The rules are the prize has to be 15 USD or under, and you can only win once a month. The way that you check to see if you win, you just come back next week, and if I drew your name, reach out to me on either Instagram or Ravelry as Mandy Von Knits. Let me know what pattern prize that you want, and I will go ahead and gift it to you. Okay, now I am going to leave a blank spot right here. Now, this particular drawing is for the prize pattern. I am doing this one first. I know that there are more prizes to give away. Last week was basically a birthday celebration. I turned 40 years old, and my gift was that I wanted to do something for you guys, so I decided to pick up some gift certificates and give them away on this podcast. So this first drawing is for a digital prize pattern. Okay, here we go. Okay, if that was you, please reach out to me on either Instagram or Ravelry as Mandy Von Knits and let me know what pattern that you want. And if you would like to enter for next week's giveaway, just leave a comment down below and come back next week and see if you win. Okay, let's see. I have 5 giveaway prizes to give away. So I am going to stagger them through the episode. Let's start with some things that I machine knit. I'm gonna show you really quick, just because if you're new here, I have basically taken a lot of my worsted weight, medium weight acrylics, and I've started using a hat knitting machine. I have wanted to do that so that I could use the hats for donations. I have been doing quite a bit of it. I have about 3, I want to call them Tupperware. They're not Tupperware. I have about 3 Sterilite containers of hats now and other like cowls and things like that. But this is the first one that I've made, or the first color I should say. Now, this yarn is Herrschners Worsted 8. It has sparkle in it, and it is their holiday yarn. So this will be one of their holiday colors, and I just thought it was really pretty. I do like this kind of color combo, which is not my normal. If you guys watch, I normally am completely into all the pinks. So more like this one right here. This is the only other hat knitting machine I wanted to show you guys today. This is the same type of yarn, except it's their Halloween yarn as opposed to their holiday yarn. So I really did like this worsted 8. It's a heavier weight yarn. It is medium soft. I wouldn't call it the softest acrylic that I've ever used, but it's not bad. I think that it's very thick and it will keep whoever wears it very warm. These knitting machine hats. Wow. These hats that were knitted from the knitting machine. I feel like I'm saying a tongue twister. These hats are double thick, and some of them I make aren't, but these ones are. I have also been known to do a rolled brim, and I think that that one is very cute, especially when you're using a yarn that kind of clings to itself. It makes like the little roll. I just think it's cute. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the hat knitting machine. I do have fun doing it. I kind of like to just zone out when I'm listening to something, either a book or I'm listening to some of the courses that I've been taking and things like that. Okay, so this is going to be the first giveaway. This giveaway, and I will be drawing these in order, but I won't know what the gift certificates are that the person picked until tomorrow after I draw, because I'm filming this on Saturday. So I am going to leave a blank spot right here, and this will be for the first big prize, which would be a $100 gift certificate to either Mouse Witch Yarns or Blackbird Sycamore Yarn. And whoever gets drawn will basically, I'll make it for the one that they picked. Does that make sense? So if the comment said that they would prefer Blackbird Sycamore Yarn, then that's the one that gets given away here. So here we go. Okay, if that was you, you can reach out to me on either Instagram or Ravelry as Mandy Von Knits, and I will get you in contact with the yarn dyer that you picked. Sorry, it sounds so abstract because I haven't drawn for these yet. I told you guys that I would give you until Sunday at noon, and since I film on Saturday, it's kind of a little bit, the wording is a little bit odd. So, okay, I have been working on, where did it go? Right here. I have been working on this for a large part of the week. We went to basically a hotel that had a pool, and my kids loved it. They got to do all the swimming and all the fun activities, and I got to knit. And I have been working on the sock arm cardigan by Stephanie Lotven. And if you are unfamiliar with the pattern, I am putting all of the information up below. This is knit from her book, Knit Happy with Self-Striping Yarn. And of course, I am in the middle of a row, but I guess that actually works out because it's going to show you a little bit better than having to have me hold it together. So here we are. This is a cardigan, and what happens is I just knit straight flat stockinette for a lot of inches, probably this many inches. No, maybe this many. I'm gonna have to try it on eventually to see how far I want it down. Once I get the body done, I am unsure of if I am going to work on the band or if I'm going to pick up the sleeves. And I'm thinking that I'm going to be picking up the sleeves. These sleeves are set-in sleeves, so I'm going to have to work a sleeve cap. And once I kind of get the short rows done and I'm working on one, when I'm working just straight round in the round, then I am going to start to incorporate a colorwork sock pattern that I have. And the colorwork sock pattern is called Socks of the Hero, and it is by Oakwood Knits, and it is based off one of my favorite video games that I love and that I loved as a kid and that I've probably been playing since I was, I think, 4 years old. So if you are unfamiliar with it, it's The Legend of Zelda. So one thing you will learn about me fairly quickly is that I have a lot of geeky enjoyments. Is that the right way to say that? I like a lot of things that I don't know. I'm a geek. There we go. See, I will show you my shirt. It says, I'm fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine. And then it has a critical failure right here, a 1, which is a funny joke between me and my husband. This is going to be my main focus. I want to say my main focus. This is something I need to get done by Christmas. And I have 3 other sweaters that I am trying to get done by Christmas. I need to work on 2 all-over colorwork sweaters for my kids and 1 Intarsia colorwork sweater for my husband. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be working on the colorwork sweaters for my children before I even start my husband's sweater. And the reason is because all over colorwork is like knitting candy. And the way that I am knitting these, and I'll show you this in a second, is I am using Tin Can Knit's Strange Brew pattern. And I am picking colorwork motifs from a bunch of different books. So it is going to be very fun to kind of go through each sweater, picking different motifs, and having my kids input on what motifs they like. So this is going back in my bag for a lot of the knitting that I am going to be doing in the next couple of weeks. I cannot wait to get to the sleeves on there. I feel like the sleeves are going to just be, they might be frustrating at first, just getting back into the hang of colorwork knitting with more than one color, but I have worked up that pattern at least partially before. I have worked up a sleeve to see how the size would be and to see how the colors fit. I'm not sure what happened to that sleeve. It might be in my mini container because that's where all the minis were that I was working on it, or I might have pulled it apart. If I can find it, I will bring it out whenever I start on the sleeve, so that way you guys can get a feel of what it's going to look like. I do believe I've shown it to you before, probably back quite a bit. I'm not even sure what episode that would be. So, okay, I have cast something on. And I cast it on because, like I said, I have 3 sweaters to work on. So I decided I was going to cast on my daughter's Strange Brew. And let me pull this out. This is my cat lady bag. One of the bags that I've gotten from them. They love to send totes, and I'm there for it because I love tote bags. Oops. Stitch markers that are attached to yarn. Okay, there we go. So I have been using the Doodle Knit Directory. I have been using this one as well, Knitovation Stitch Dictionary, and I have also been using a cat doodle deck. And Strange Brew also has stitch patterns. So the good thing about Strange Brew is that the way it's set up is you're always working in certain multiples, and all of the stitch patterns allow you to just plug and play wherever you want inside of the sweater pattern. So I have been having a lot of fun with this, and I cast it on Thursday because I have been working on another project, and I'll show you that in a minute. But I cast this on Thursday because I really wanted to get it started. And Strange Brew works like any other sweater you want to cast on. I have knit the flax many times, and they give you 2 options for the neckline there. They give you one where you can start with the ribbing, and then they give you one where you just kind of cast on and go straight into the body. And then you come back later and you pick up and you knit the ribbing. I cast on and went straight to the body. I was not feeling like knitting an inch and a half of ribbing. And I also kind of wanted to see how this was going to play out. I didn't know if the size that I picked was going to be good enough, if it was going to be too big for my daughter. She is 11 years old. She wears about a size 11, 12, 12, 13, around there. So she wears that size, and I knit on the size extra. I cast on the size extra small for my daughter. Now, this is what I have so far. And I am using fiber optic yarn. Can you see that? Kind of. It is a heart pattern right there, and then we've got this border. There's not much here, but I am very happy with the fit. This yarn is very, very soft. Let me kind of show you what this looks like here. This is fiber optic yarns. They're cashmere base. So it is 80% merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. So I very much enjoy knitting with this. It's very soft. And the gray right here is something, a color that my daughter picked out. And she wanted it to go with the gradient that she picked out. And I don't know if you can see it, but we've got like all the minis wound together, and I did that on purpose because I am going to be knitting these minis just straight down. So that's exactly how they were wound. I'm starting from the outside here, and I am just going to knit around all the way down the sweater until I get to the split for the sleeves, and then I'm going to have to start doing some yarn management. What I will probably do is take a look and see how much of the color I have left, and at that point I will unwind the color that I am at and kind of break it into 3. I am very particular about how I work my yarn, how I do my yarn management for sweaters. I will put up a picture somewhere, like right here, of their Christmas sweaters from last year. I used Mouse Witch Yarns, a gradient set, and I love them. So I'm excited about how this is going to come out, and like I said, this was exactly what she picked. I let her know that it would be it wouldn't be a vibrant colorwork sweater, it'd be more muted, and she said that she was fine with that, so that's what she got. And this is the band, it's fiber optic yarns, cashmere. Let's give away the second big prize before I forget. Okay, I am going to leave a blank spot right here. And if that was you, please reach out to me on either Instagram or Ravelry as Mandy Von Knits, and I will get you in contact with the dyer, the other dyer. So the opposite one of the person that picked last. Okay, let's see, what else can we talk about? We can talk about my crochet here. So last week I was talking about this sweater, and this is the Breton, and this is a crochet mesh sweater, and this sample is knit in Modern Linen by Barocco, and I am using Modern Linen as well. So basically how this works is that you cast on from the bottom and you work your way up. So this is what I have. This is the very bottom of the cardigan. Let me kind of fold it in half. So pretend the cardigan is folded in half in a very weird way. Okay, maybe not, let's do that. Maybe let's not do that. Let me fold it this way. It'll be a little bit easier, maybe. So pretend it's like that. And now that I am 12.5 inches into the body, they want me to start caring about where the sleeves go. So what I am going to be doing is washing this and hanging it up. I am going to need to either figure out where clothespins are in this house, which is not an easy task because somebody probably put them somewhere, and it's very hard to look in upper cabinets when you're in a wheelchair. I would like to wash this and hang it to dry and then let it hang for a little bit to see how much the linen is going to stretch, if it stretches. Now, if you look at this right here, this is very cropped. Now, I am short. I'm 4'8", so I am short. This is cropped. I'm not sure how far I want it to go down, but I'm feeling like I want it to be boxier. So I made sure that this was a size above what I would normally make. So I want it to go out a little more to give me more coverage to where I can, like, you know what I mean? I am a person who sometimes really loves the cardigans I can hide in. I have a cardigan from Always There by Locatelli, and it is my most worn cardigan. And it's one of those that you can just throw on over anything and kind of just like cuddle up in. Do you guys feel the same way about your knits? Okay, so anyways, I want to make this longer and boxier. So I'm thinking I want mine to go about right here. But with the linen and with the stretching, I'm not sure how far I should knit it. And then the other variable is that I'm short. So what I'm going to do is see how much it stretches and then take a tape measure and figure out basically the length that I want from my underarm, from the underarm sleeve down to where I want it to end. And then I'll know, and then I'll start the sleeves. But I really like this pattern. This is crocheted. I'm not so used to and familiar with crocheting garments. I usually stick to like amigurumi and things like that. So making this garment has been a lot of fun. I love the color that this uses. This is, I think it's called Hot Gossip. And like I said, it was a modern linen colorway. Okay, let me put that back. Let me think here. We have given away 2 big prizes, the digital pattern. Now we have the 3 smaller prizes left. So I am going to leave a blank spot right here. And if that was you, please reach out to me on either Instagram or Ravelry. I'm going to need your email address. So that way I can send the gift certificate of the small store, well, not small store, of the smaller prize store. I can put in your email and send the gift certificate to you. Otherwise, or else they'll send it to me and then I can just forward it to you. Either way, I need your email address, so just let me know that. Okay, what's next? So, do you guys want to see what I went to the yarn store and bought? Because of course I did. And I had good intentions. I went to the yarn store. It is up in Frankenmuth. It is called Rapunzel's Boutique. And I very much enjoy going there. And it's a smaller store. They have a bunch of clothes as well. They have a knit nights. They have kits. And I love kits. I'm a big fan of different kits that come with all the yarn you need. And I I walk into a store and I look at kits and I start like daydreaming about all the amazing things I'll be able to knit with them. So let me show you what I got from that store. Sorry guys, I am very loudly, I am making a mess. Let's just go with that. So there's just a lot of stuff around here. Let me show you this first. And this will explain why I got the yarn that I did. So this is a sweater, and isn't it adorable? This is an Ella Ray pattern, and it says a design by Ursula McGrath. Now this is knit from their Snuggles yarn, and I loved the texture on this sweater, but I specifically loved the way that it knit up. And I went through and I grabbed a couple of sets of this yarn because it was pretty inexpensive, and I started thinking that I would really like to make some of these for donation because everybody loves baby sweaters. So let me show you here. This yarn is 50% acrylic and 50% nylon. It is 230 yards or 210 meters. It is Okotex Standard 100, and it's 100 grams, and it was $11.25 for a skein. Now, in order to make this pattern, you needed either 2 skeins or 3 skeins or 4 skeins. No, I'm not showing it to you guys upside down. But this is a color that my daughter picked out, and she really liked this one, and I really like this one too. I think that this will be an awesome baby sweater for somebody who's having a baby or something like that. And the best part about it, you guys, this can be thrown in the washer and the dryer. So, let me see. We've got these symbols. It's probably not going, no, it says you can iron it. And it has a bunch of symbols I don't understand. I really need one of those things that will explain to you exactly what these symbols mean here. But I am going to tell you what I would do. I would wash these in the washer and dryer because it's acrylic and nylon. And I would feel very comfortable doing it. And of course I would try it out first, just to make sure, because I would like to wash everything before I donated it or gave it away. And I would feel more than comfortable doing that. Okay, let me kind of show you another colorway. I am going to mute because I am going to be crinkling, so hang on. Now, there's this colorway as well. And I'm pretty sure that this is the one that is in the picture. The best thing about baby sweaters is how fast they knit up. And I really like this pattern. Yeah, I like everything about this pattern. It's like a, I don't know how to explain it. It's a knit and a purl pattern. Something about self-striping. Okay, now. I'm trying to think in my head of what order I should do this in. I am going to show you the other thing that I got from Rapunzel's Boutique. And before I show you that, I am going to show you this pattern. This is the Hipster Shawl. This is by Joji Locatelli, and you guys have probably seen this before. I have never made it, but I really want to make it. And if you have followed me for any length of time, you'll know that I really do appreciate her designs, and I like to participate in her fall knit along. Now, up until a couple of days ago, I wasn't sure if she was having it. I actually reached out to her and messaged her on Instagram to ask her, and she responded back and said that yes, she was. So that was really cool. I was very happy that she's going to have the knit along again. So I decided I was going to make a couple of hipster shawls. Now, I thought that these would be great as gifts. Kind of gift knitting. So I looked at the colors and I came up with this set. Well, not set. This color that I really liked. And this is Plymouth Encore Color Spun. This is worsted weight. And I just think it's going to be really nice for fall. Now this skein was $8.50 for one. And that's pretty typical of Plymouth Encore. Let me think. I used Encore to knit my daughter's cardigan that I finished like a month ago, the light pink one. And I thought that it would be good to knit some hipster shawls with this because it's washable, it's dryable, and it's squishy. I like it. Now, she does have the hipster shawl in lighter weight, but I decided to go with worsted because I feel like it'd be a good, like, snuggly shawl. So, okay. I am going to give away the second small prize pattern because I'm running out of stuff to talk about, guys. Okay, so I am going to leave a blank spot right here. And if that was you, please reach out to me on either Instagram or Ravelry as Mandy Von Knits and let me know your email address so that I can send you the gift certificate to the store that you picked. Okay. What's next? I said I was running out of things to talk about and I wasn't joking. I did find a couple of patterns and I really like this one. So I've been going through like all of the crochet patterns for the crochet garments that I don't know, I haven't spent enough time crocheting lately. And the Breton cardigan has kind of reminded me, you know, that crochet it has some nice cardigans that you could make. So I looked around and I found one called the Magnus. Is that what it is? The Magnus cardigan. Now, I'm going to put some pictures up like I normally do, but this is what we have going on. And the reason that I like this is that you're alternating one color and another color. Let me see if I can show you, maybe right there. And you're doing granny stitch and then a smaller stitch. And I feel like this would be a perfect cardigan to use really wild and crazy variegated or self-striping yarn. Yarn that maybe you're not feeling like is going to knit up as beautifully as it is in the skein. I've had that problem before where you have this yarn that you can't find the perfect pattern for because it feels like too much when you knit with just a straight stitch. But this uses like a cluster, like a granny stitch almost. I can't tell if it's a granny stitch or a cluster stitch, but it breaks it apart by using a single stitch in between, and I feel like that would showcase a wild and crazy yarn just amazingly. Now, it says that this uses Aran weight yarn, and it's 14 stitches and 10 rows is 4 inches. And the coolest part about this pattern, it's by Meghan Ballmer, and it has a free version. So the paid version is only $5, so I think that that's really cool. It says the Magnus cardigan is perfect for creating a soft and cozy garment. It features bright and colorful scarfy light paired with classic woollies yarn. The open front design and pockets are a perfect transition from fall to winter. Get the pattern and start crocheting today. So it is, does it say US terms or UK terms? It does not say. It'll probably say whenever you click in because it's on, the pattern itself is on a website. So, but I thought that that was a really nice pattern. And if you guys are looking to break into more crochet garments like I am, this might be a good choice. So, okay. I have given away 2 small prize patterns, so I am going to give away the last one right here. Okay? Let me leave a link to that. Okay, if that was you, please reach out to me on either Instagram or Ravelry as Mandy Von Knits and give me your email address so that I can ship you off the gift certificate of your choice to whatever store you picked in your comment. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for the knitting. Is that crazy? I do have a couple of patterns, but I don't know if I want to share them. Actually, I'll share one more. And the reason I want to share this one is because I have been talking about color work with my kids' sweaters and all over color work. And I love all over color work. I love the way it looks, and I love the way, I love the personalization of it. I love how much it reminds me of like winter and colder times, and I don't know, it's just an endless supply of customization. How's that? But the one thing that bothers me about color work is that it's generally a round yoke. Now, I'm not a big fan of round yoke. I have done some round yoke sweaters, and I haven't had an issue with them. I've done my stripy unicorn by Locatelli, and that round yoke fits amazingly. I actually want to take a look at that pattern again, and maybe not do it with stripes, but maybe try to figure out how to put some motifs in it, because it is just A+. But I saw this pattern and got really excited because it's a raglan. This is called O'Regan's by Jennifer Beale, and it just came out in August. Let me show you guys. And you know that I've shown you some Jennifer Beale patterns before, and she has some really, really nice ones, especially color work, especially unique constructions. But look at that. I love the boat neck we've got going on in here. Like, this is such a pretty sweater, and I love the color palette that she uses for this. But I mean, you could do whatever you wanted with this sweater. You could make it like neon colors and all sorts of things. But it's raglan, and that made me so excited. It is knit with fingering weight yarn, and it says 28 stitches and 28 rows is 4 inches in Fair Isle in the round. So it's got 9 sizes available, which is great. It's raglan sleeves, stranded, and top down. It says it's worked top down with modified raglan sleeves. All color work is in the round, and only 1 to 2 colors are worked each round. I recommend using an awesome variegated skein for color 5 to get the full effect. For O'Regan's, let your imagination fly with the colors. Oh, that is so cool. Like, I deeply enjoy this pattern. I have so many color work sweaters that I like run around in my head. She has that other one that I really like as well, and I can't remember what it's called. Drats. I know I've shown it to you guys before, but it was very nice. It's got a gray body and then really beautiful sleeves that are color work, I believe. And maybe a strip down here. Okay, I need to stop daydreaming. Okay, that is it for the knitting content. I tried to keep things, kind of go briefly over different things just so I wasn't here all day. I had like a huge pile of stuff to talk about. But I will go through life stuff really briefly. We went up north for a couple of days just to stay at a hotel, just to kind of enjoy the last, you know, hurrah of summer. And it was a lot of fun. I went to the yarn store and I got to sit outside in the sun, and that was amazing. What else? My husband and my son went to my son's first concert. He saw Linkin Park. And they were both super excited about it. They went earlier in the week. I was happy for them. They actually went to an arena downtown, and the Red Wings play there. And if you guys know me, you know I love hockey. And when they were down there, because we have not went there since they redid the arena, I told my husband, I'm like, look out and see how accessible it is, because I would really like to go to a hockey game. And you know, when you're in a wheelchair, you kind of always worry, right? You worry like, for instance, I've been to a yarn store before, and I haven't been able to get in because the only way to get in is downstairs. So, I mean, you always worry about stuff like that. But he said that it was very accessible. So I'm hoping that sometime this next season, all of us can go to a hockey game together. So what else happened? A new book came out by an author that I love. And I was really excited about that. It was called We Are All Guilty Here by Karen Slaughter. And I am going to forewarn you that trigger warning, like all the things. Her books should just state like trigger warning. Just keep that in mind if you want to check it out. It is a thriller, a police crime drama. If you've ever read like the Will Trent series, same author. So it deals a lot with crimes against women and crimes against children, and it basically, the recipes for her book is that you start at the beginning, something terrible happens, and then you follow the police trying to figure out like what happened exactly. So that's pretty much the book in a nutshell, and I've been enjoying it. I really was excited that it came out, and whenever it came out, I just noticed it came out, I think, like Wednesday or Thursday. So I was very happy about that. Other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. I am excited to get working on colorwork sweaters, and I'm gonna show you one thing, and the reason I'm showing you this is because a lot of you were asking about my CAFOs, just in terms of like if they got fixed and things like that. So I wanted to bring one out to show you exactly what I'm talking about here. Now, I won't go into too much detail, but this is called a knee, foot, and ankle orthosis. So what happens is that I basically put my foot in and strap myself up, and then I put my shoe on, which, by the way, is about as easy as it looks, which is not easy. So you put your foot in, and then you put your shoe on. You could do it to where you put this in your shoe and then try to put your shoe on, but I've never been able to do it that way. And then you strap yourself in, and right up here is a joint, basically, and it locks. The reason that that's important is if you don't have enough leg strength, your knee will buckle. And if you're locked in, it won't buckle anymore, which is good. Now, if I were stronger, I wouldn't need to keep this in a locked position. As I was walking, I would be able to kind of have a brace that would lock and unlock as I go easily, but I need to keep this locked as I walk. So if you can imagine, wearing 2 of these and walking is not the easiest thing. I typically use it for strengthening purposes, and I do this every day. I will walk around with it with my legs locked, and it's just a practice. I have heard from multiple sources that doing things over and over again is kind of the way to go for somebody who has a spinal cord injury. So until I can't do it, or until I hear otherwise, I am basically just acting like a hamster on a wheel. That's it. That's all. That's all that I have this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. And like I said, please leave a comment down below if you would like to enter next week's pattern giveaway. Okay, thank you guys. Bye.